Welcome to the second Vicente Fox Presidential Dinner. We once again surpassed our goal, as you can tell. I hope there are enough seats. If not, don't see me, please. This is very, very exciting. Thank you very, very much. I would like to just welcome all of you, and of course, once again, thank President Vicente Fox for being the host in Fort Worth, Texas, his second home. Last time I told you a little bit about how this all happened. I won't go into it again this time, but I'm just so wonderful for me that my Fort Worth and my Guanajuato are joined together again, and that this gentleman has made that possible. As you know, my mother was a TCU student, and she went down to Guanajuato, fell in love with a law student, and then 6 children were born. And I was born in Fort Worth and have Fort Worth boots, but have also been going back and forth to Guanajuato all my life, and ended up marrying Estela from Guanajuato, and I'm just so excited once again at this event to be able to bring those two worlds together. Vicente Fox had this idea of taking to his presidential library leaders from around the world, presidents and former presidents, prime ministers and former prime ministers, and I told him, well, you will have them flying through DFW. Why don't you just stop over for the night? And I have a friend that has a hotel right here, and I have some friends who own an airline, and how about if we, and he said, well, if you can make it happen. I emailed Boschini, and he said, yes, the university is yours. I emailed the new mayor, Betsy Price, and she said, Fort Worth is yours, Juan, and Vicente Fox started bringing leaders to this, our wonderful city. And so once again, thank you, but thank all of you for being here. I would like for our mayor, if she would come up and greet us. Mayor Betsy Price.
Thank you. Is he not a jewel for this community? Juan and his family and Estela. How fortunate we are to have them. And President Fox, it's so nice to have you and your wife back. We're just delighted that you're here. And the Prime Minister, we've been so fortunate. We had the ambassador from Canada with us recently, and we want you to come back next time and join us for the rodeo. We had our other Canadian friends here for the rodeo a couple of weeks ago. Thank you for your leadership, President Fox. Thank you for your leadership. And TCU, we heard, how many of you were at TCU today for the presentation? I heard they had a huge turnout and had a great time, even though TCU has had a bit of an upheaval today, and they remain in our thoughts and prayers. If you haven't had a chance, those of you who are visiting us, to explore, get out and see Fort Worth. It really is a global city now, 16th largest city, and we're very proud of our international partnerships. We've had people from all over the world in the last 2 or 3 weeks. And all these events just help strengthen us, and Juan keeps bringing us new friends, and we treasure those friendships. And we're looking forward to hear the dialogue tonight, to what's going on. And I'm encouraged to see so many of you here. Fort Worth is not only a caring community, but a community that wants to know about world affairs, is interested in what's going on around the world. We know we cannot live isolated, and to survive at the level we want to be, we must be global. So thank you all for being here and for attending tonight, and we're looking forward to hearing what goes on tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. This morning we had an event at TCU, our academic event, with hundreds of students, not only from TCU, but also from, I believe, 12 local high schools and middle schools. And some of the questions that we got from the kids, from the middle school kids, were just great. And I wish many of you had been able to see the two presidents, how they were so motivated in answering the questions. We thank very much TCU, Provost Donovan for making it happen, and our Chancellor Boschini and the wonderful staff that they have there. We have several, yes, let's give TCU a hand, please. We have several partnering organizations apart from TCU doing the academic program during the day. We have the Hispanic Leadership Alliance, and I'm very excited to have my dear hermano here, George P. Bush, who he and I and George Antuna created both Hispanic Republics of Texas. Yes, political, but then Hispanic Leadership Alliance, that is not political, that is to help kids, Hispanic kids give scholarships. And please give a hand to George P. Bush. One of our new board members, Mario Ramirez, is also here with us, and we thank him for his leadership. The World Affairs Council has just been incredible. And you know they have wonderful programs all the time, and they were willing to partner with us. And Jim Falk, where are you, hermano? So fantastic. You'll be hearing from him a little bit later. Thank you so much for making this happen. And the wonderful people work with him, Rachel Vogel and Jocelyn Lancaster, and their whole marketing team. Once again, you helped us break the record again, Jim. Thank you. The Fort Worth Hispanic Chamber of Commerce has partnered with us. Rosa Navejar, who's the CEO, could not be with us, but she, from day one, dreamed of doing this, and we're so glad that she has always been on fire for things in Fort Worth and helped us to get on fire for this event, too. The Fort Worth Sister Cities has promoted to all of their members, and we have many of them here with Mae Ferguson as the CEO. The Fort Worth Chamber of Commerce, of course, with Bill Thornton. And we're so glad of the partnership with the Canadian Consulate, who is here, Paula Caldwell. Thank you so much, all of you. We have also Kay Granger, by the way, sends her regrets that she could not be here tonight, but has been a great supporter of this event. So of our specific sponsors, I'd like to go through them, if you don't mind, very quickly. Of course, TCU, American Airlines, Interceramic with Victor Almeida, who stood with us many, many occasions. The company Lala, which you may know of milk from Mexico. Gateway Global Ministries, the church, and they are here. They've just been fantastic in supporting us. The Sid Richardson Foundation, and by the way, we have the Teacher for America group. Where are you? Where? Over there. Please notice these kids and teachers of Teacher for America. The Sid Richardson Foundation has been sponsoring them. They are doing incredible things. I want you to meet, please, tonight, the Prime Minister and the President. You are our special guests. You are what this whole thing is all about, students and teachers. As you know, a percentage of this will go for scholarships. The Amon Carter Foundation, of course, has supported us. The Texas Credit Union League with Dick Ensweiler, whom we love dearly. The Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport, not only giving us all kinds of wonderful service at the airport, but also sponsoring tables. Haynes and Boone, Morgan Buildings and Spas, Anthony Finch and Yadira Cepeda, Lockheed Martin Corporation, Citibank, Alberto Cardenas of Vinson and Elkins from Houston, Baylor University. The Coca-Cola Bottling Company is a new sponsor. We thank them very much. And Vicente, if you know, he comes from the Coca-Cola past, and so we thought it was, we're very happy to Coca-Cola to sponsor. BNSF, and we thank Matt Rose, and he was one of the dreamers for this, and we thank him for sponsoring. A new sponsor is Prism Hotels and Resorts, Steve Van. Texas Capital Bank. A new sponsor also, General Motors, and we thank you very much. Where is General Motors? We have, as you know, General Motors here and in Guanajuato, so that was a perfect mix. And Juan Gutierrez, a former presidential candidate, Canadian businessman of the company of Shella. Where are you, Tocayo, Juan Gutierrez? Back over there. Thank you so much for your support. We've also had, as you see, almost everyone. I'm trying to think of someone that I've called that has said no, and I can't think of a single one. Fort Worth has just been incredible in supporting this. I think everyone we've called has said yes. And it's so exciting that it's not somewhere else. We won't name other cities. Wonderful cities close by. It's right here in Fort Worth. The Worthington Hotel, of course, with Bob Jameson, just wonderful, the accommodations and the service. Fusion Productions with Todd Sims is filming this, and we thank you so much. He's a film producer at the highest level, and for him to be doing this, we really thank you for this in-kind donation. The Brassfield Winery, the wine comes all the way from California over here. A friend of Vicente Fox has been donating, and Sergio de Leon, who's the constable in this area, has donated the security. We'd like to especially give thanks to our host committee, Sal Espino of the Fort Worth City, he's a Fort Worth City Councilman, Dr. Carlos Vasquez of the Fort Worth ISD, who's a trustee, Juan Rangel, also a trustee of Fort Worth ISD, Mary Louise Garza, a wonderful Tarrant County clerk, whom we love very much. Sergio de Leon, who's the Tarrant County Constable, who also has helped us with the security of the Prime Minister and the President. Manuel T. Valdez, Tarrant County Justice of the Peace. May Ferguson of the Fort Worth City, Sister Cities International. Irene Chase of the Fort Worth Sister Cities also. Rice Tilley of Haynes and Boone. Yes, Rice, yes. Mike Isley, Texans for Israel. Steve Murrin, our Cowtown mayor. Where's Steve Murrin? Mi hermano, cucurucucu. We used to sing out at Jyoti Garcia's together when we were both a little bit younger. And of course, Julie John Cox, who's been the coordinator of this entire event. Thank you, Julie. Finally, let me tell you the people who have really worked this, including, of course, Julie, but Judson Cook of Avery Cook Resources, Leticia Benitez of Chesapeake Energy, Greg Wordle, yes, of BNSF, Dana Diaz of the Fort Worth, Dr. Dana Diaz of the Fort Worth ISD, Olga Naranjo of the Hispano Éxito, Columba Gonzalez, not Columba Bush, but Columba Gonzalez. George P.'s mom is from Guanajuato. I was honored to meet her way back in the 90s down in Guanajuato, Silao, Guanajuato. William Busby, who's an intern, Elizabeth Shields, a Wesleyan law student, and many other students, teachers who've helped us to staff this. Thank you very much, all of you. And I'm jumping way, way ahead, but if you could please put on your calendars President Alvaro Uribe for April 25th. Please, you can open right now your Blackberries, only Blackberries, because Blackberries, by the way, are here and sponsored tonight too. Put April 25th for President of Colombia. Let me introduce you, please, to the CEO of the World Affairs Council, my dear friend, El Señor Jim Falk. Could you please join us up here, amigo? Let's give Jim a... As you know, Jim brings many, many wonderful programs to the Dallas-Fort Worth area. This gentleman has not only works on that side, on that other side over in Dallas, he also comes over to Fort Worth and works with us and does really an incredible job. I don't know how we could have realized this without him. Jim has many years of international experience, as many of you know, from receiving a degree, of course, in foreign affairs from the University of Virginia in international law, attending the French Academy in Grenoble in France, working in Washington, D.C. in commercial banking. Is that enough? Are you sure? He's got. That's enough. Would you please speak to the crowd and tell them all about World Affairs Council?
Thank you for the opportunity. And indeed, you know, I don't live in Dallas. I live in Dallas-Fort Worth, and when I'm in Fort Worth, Mayor, I'm in Fort Worth, Dallas. Isn't that right? And I went to the rodeo with the mayor and the ambassador of Canada, and we had a great time. And she's promised that she's going to take me bike riding around here, too, and I'm waiting for that invitation. We're going to do that. But seriously, this is a wonderful opportunity for the World Affairs Council, and it really means a great deal for Texas and specifically Fort Worth. As we talked about last time, one of the goals that we have is that when people pick up the paper all over the world tomorrow, and we saw that when President Fox gave his remarks late last year, that the byline will be Fort Worth, Texas. And that really means a lot because the economic engine that drives our region is international and globalization. And so when we can have programs like this, and thank you so much, President Fox, for making it possible, it makes all the difference. And I see that we have, thank you. And I see that we have many of our directors and our members who have come just minutes away from downtown Fort Worth to be with us. Thank you for that. Fort Worth members, look forward to seeing you in that other city as well. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Thanks for the opportunity.